Hi. It's Wednesday. We're right smack dab in the middle of the week, right smack dab in the middle of the month, for that matter. It's the 15th day of October. It's payday. I'm a wealthy man today until about noon when I blow it all. Good to see you. It is chilly. It's 34 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley. We have a frost advisory, goes until 9 o'clock this morning. The coldest part of the day, almost without exception, each and every day, is the first hour or so after sunrise, and we're not at sunrise yet. That's not till 7:20 this morning. So we're at 34. We could get to 32 degrees. It's 21 in Ellensburg, and it's already the freezing mark in Moses Lake here, right at the 32-degree mark. It's cold. It's going to warm up nicely into the lower 60s. Today we hit 57 yesterday, which was a little below what we were anticipating. We'll be close to 60 today, if not slightly above that. And lots of sunshine, dry, cold air all the way through the weekend. Weak system a little bit on Friday night, and then a very robust system with snow in the upper elevations and lots of rain down here Saturday night into Sunday. We're in for a pretty wet weekend once we get to Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. Those details are coming up. There's a lot of news to get to. It was a busy day in the newsroom. It usually is. They're not bored there. Sports, here we go. Mariners looking to take a 3-0 lead tonight. Now it's Toronto's turn to come to the Emerald City. We'll preview that. Wenatchee High School girls volleyball team rolls right along. They're a machine. They got going there. We, of course, covered the game last night, the match between the Panthers and the West Valley Rams. We'll have highlights of that. Kraken began a 6-game road trip in Montreal yesterday, a great town. I've been there. They lost to the Habs in overtime. We'll have highlights of that. And starting today, folks, October 15th and all the way through December 7th, it is open enrollment time for Medicare. Whether you're already in the system, you've already turned 65 and you've decided what plan to go with, or you turn 65 this calendar year and you have to enroll and figure out what it is you want to do. The expert around here, Amanda Walden, will be joining me in the back half of the program. If you've seen this show for the last 9 years, you've seen her ads. Amanda will be here in the back half of the program. Very informative conversation. It's time to take our tour on a clear but very chilly morning. And yeah, look, we still have a little bit of haze from the Labor Mountain and Lower Sugarloaf fire. Still not 100% contained. They're still burning on the interior sides of that. And we're not at sunrise yet, not till 7:20. Sunset tonight, 6:12, 10 hours, 52 minutes of daylight for the Wenatchee Valley. And there is the Wenatchee Valley. It is cool this time of the year. I wasn't planning on wearing a sweatshirt to work today, but I don't like being cold. I don't do cold very well. Let's head on up to Slide Ridge, see what Lake Chelan looks like. Well, it looks something like this. That's a lot of real estate that we're looking at. That's just gobs of real estate. You can see patches of snow up on Slide Ridge. That abutment that you see faces to the north, so it doesn't really get a lot of direct sunlight. And there is Wapato Lake, and I'm trying to think, Wapato, Manson, and Roses. I can't remember the name of those 3 lakes there. Wapato Point sticking out there. Hello to Manson, and you can actually even see the Chelan Butte, almost right smack dab in the middle of your screen. And that's a beautiful shot there. The Orondo Rock camera. Ta-da! There is no Orondo Rock. It's not like it's something that people use as a geographical reference point. It's just what we call the camera, because we have to give cameras names that has something to do with their geographic location. You can see Turtle Rock, and of course, Mission Ridge and the Clockham has some snow. They got about a foot of snow overnight, Sunday into Monday. How long that's going to stick around, we don't know yet. And high above the lovely hamlet of Peshastin rests Blag Mountain, and there is some smoke from the Labor Mountain fire. Just kind of hovering around there. Air quality's fine. We're okay. Nothing really to worry about there. Blag Mountain's an incredible drive. I went up there once with the Sky-Fi crew. That camera does not do it justice from Blag Mountain, which of course was named after the pioneering the first settlers in that area, the Mountain family, I believe. All right, let's jump right into it from our friends at Colonial Vista. The 7-day forecast brought to you by Colonial Vista, where comfort, care, and community come together. Gobs of gooey good sunshine, about 61 today. It's going to take us a while to get there, but we'll get there. We're going to be in the 30s for a good dose of the morning today. Mostly clear tonight, 35 for the overnight low. We do it all over again Lather, rinse, repeat. 61 on Thursday, sunshine. A few clouds Thursday night is going to make us a little bit warmer. We'll have a little bit of a blanket. They're not going to last long. It's a weak wave. And then we'll get up to 62 on Friday. And then things get pretty interesting late Saturday afternoon. Most of the day Saturday, going to be quite a bit of sunshine. But once the sun goes down, the chance of rain comes in. There's a pretty robust system. Now, the snow level is going to be pretty high because there's some warm, moist air that's going to come joining us on Saturday night. So we're going to have some rain, perhaps quite a bit of rain overnight Saturday night, because it's only going to get down to 45, which is well above normal for this time of the year. And that rain is going to linger around for most of the day on Sunday before we dry out on Monday and Tuesday. All right, that's what Mother Nature has in store for us after a 2-minute break. What's going on? We call it the news, which sounds more important than what's going on. We'll do it in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. The Medicare annual enrollment period runs October 15th through December 7th, and this year brings important changes to Medicare and prescription drug costs. I offer no-cost plan reviews to help you compare benefits and be confident in your coverage for the year ahead. I've specialized in Medicare insurance for nearly a decade and would love to assist you. Call or visit me today at my office in Wenatchee.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
You won't be voting for Congress or the presidency this year, but local elections are the place where your voice can make the most difference. Wenatchee Valley candidates are lining up to serve on city councils and school boards on both sides of the Columbia River. NCW Life put all of them in the hot seat so you can find the ones who represent you the best. Watch our interviews at these times and dates right here on our channel or anytime online at ncwlife.com. You're watching the NCW Life channel. Your vote matters to us.
34 degrees. Yeah, it's a little cool. Could even get cooler than that. A frost advisory goes until 9 o'clock this morning. Bountiful sunshine, though, today, tomorrow, and Friday. A weak system Friday night, and then a pretty good system coming to pay us a visit from the Gulf of Alaska on Saturday night with bountiful rain and some snow in the mountain passes. It's 9 minutes after the hour. Weeks after his skeletal remains were discovered in a remote area just west of Leavenworth, the criminal case against child murderer Travis Decker has been dismissed. The 32-year-old Wenatchee man had been sought by police for more than 3 months after the bodies of his daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia Decker, were discovered at a National Forest campsite along Icicle Creek. The three sisters ranged from 5 to 9 years old, and despite a far-ranging manhunt, it wasn't until September 18th that Decker's remains were found on Grindstone Mountain, about 3/4 of a mile from the murder scene. After DNA testing confirmed that the bones belonged to Travis Decker, Chelan County prosecutors began the steps to remove the 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of kidnapping that were filed back on June 3rd. Judge Travis Brandt signed the order on October 6th, withdrawing the criminal case and also quashing the local warrant that sought Decker's arrest. One final criminal charge in federal court will be dismissed later on this month at the request of the U.S. Marshals Service, which led the national search for the suspect. Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, of course, were laid to rest at a public memorial service on June 20th. A Kashmir man
originally charged in Douglas County with drug homicide is now facing charges in federal.
A Cashmere man originally charged in Superior Court with drug homicide is now facing charges in federal court. Our media partner at the Wenatchee World reports that Casey Strain, 27 years old, was arrested back in August by local law enforcement after a 26-year-old woman was found dead December 3rd at her home. Strain was charged by prosecutors in Douglas County Superior Court with controlled substance homicide and delivery of a controlled substance. Those charges were filed back in August, but prosecutors have dismissed the case without prejudice. Federal prosecutors filed charges against Strain on October 9th in the Eastern District Court of Washington. He's charged with 2 counts of distribution of fentanyl and possession with intent to distribute fentanyl. Sean Lewis, the Douglas County prosecutor, declined to comment on the case's dismissal. Court documents filed in Superior Court cite the federal charges as the cause for the local case's dismissal. A 42-year-old teacher at a Cooley Dam Elementary School was arrested Monday as part of a police operation targeting alleged online predators. The Kittitas County Sheriff's Office says Ross Ashenfelter faces possible charges of communicating with a minor for immoral purposes. Ashenfelter was arrested while working at the school during the class holiday. Detectives say Ashenfelter interacted online with a detective who was posing as a minor. He was taken for booking to the Kittitas County Jail in Ellensburg. A dump truck driver who slammed on his brakes to avoid 2 vehicles entering Highway 97 injured Tuesday after his vehicle rolled onto its side. The crash north of Orlando tied up highway traffic for quite a few hours yesterday morning. It happened shortly before 8 a.m. near the intersection with Sandy Shores Drive. Apparently 2 other drivers suddenly turned onto the highway from a dirt access road. The northbound dump truck braked and swerved, falling onto its side, the passenger side of the dump truck. The 58-year-old driver from East Wenatchee, Jose L. Cuervas, was taken by a private car to Lake Chelan Health for treatment. Police are looking for the 2 vehicles involved in the accident. About 300 people, a lot of them members of the Colville Confederated Tribes, turned out Monday for the dedication of the Pesquosa Plaza in Wenatchee's Memorial Park. The Art Plaza celebrates the heritage of the Pesquosa tribe of Indians. They were the early inhabitants of this area, also called the Wenatchee tribe. The centerpiece is the statue of Chief John Harmelt. He was the last hereditary leader of the tribe. Monday was Indigenous Peoples Day, and the event was marked with prayers and songs given in the Wenatchee language.
This statue, that's my great-great-grandfather. Long time ago, our people used to camp here. It used to be an area for all the Indians to come meet, like Icicle, or salmon fishing grounds. But we loved this valley. My grandfather, great-grandfather, John Harmelt, he was the last chief of the Wenatchees. He fought hard to try to keep our homeland here secure for us. But eventually the government sent us to reservations, Colville and Yakima. I always loved the valley here. My mom used to bring me down here when I was a little boy. We used to go up and all over the mountains, pick berries. A lot of fun, a lot of stories in this valley. I appreciate the people of this valley, yet give honor to my great-grandfather. I wish we could call it home again, but as we get older, probably won't see it. But today is a good day. And great-grandfather is probably smiling down on us.
The Pesquosa were known as the Wenatchee tribe, our city's name. Wenatchee carries that legacy forward, embedded in our city identity. This is really a call of reflection and unity. May the plaza inspire you as all gathering place, a space of learning, symbol, partnerships, and lasting unity.
It's a huge honor to be here with you and to share art and to share in your history. Public art is always a really amazing chance to connect with the community, and an honor as an artist to get to do this. And in this case, just really deeply moved by the trust of the tribe and the community to create art symbolizing this history and these people. So I learned a lot in the process. I'm really happy with the result and the way that this all came together.
Being a part of this project has been very honoring for me to be, you know, the symbolism and things. But the thing is that it is still evolving. The sculpture is still evolving. So what you see there is basically what I call a prototype. So it's the first time I've seen a sculpture life size in the real world, you know, the way it's supposed to be, and it will continually to evolve from there. But I feel so privileged to be in the company of these two gentlemen here that are so talented, and I know that their hearts as well as their souls are in this project as well.
For me, as a young boy, I remember coming to the Leavenworth, Wenatchee area, dancing in the powwows that we used to have there. And I grew up fishing on the Icicle River with my father as well. And overall, pretty much this project for me is a dedication to him. He was an artist and we lost him in 2012. And for me, it was just coming full circle to have this project, you know, come about. We believe in our beliefs a lot about life moving in circles. And for me, this project brought a lot of our family history into light that we didn't really speak and talk about, but the fact and how we're related to other families here. I myself and my children as well, and along with John and some of the other people here, we are the great grandchildren of Ellen, which was Chief Hartmell's wife. And to me, that's what this whole project is about, being able to come full circle, being a part of this, being able to contribute, and sharing this moment with all of you guys that managed to be here today as well.
And finally, on this Wednesday, Canine Reuben, the highly successful narcotics dog and then one of the best ever in the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, was laid to rest over the weekend after a second battle with cancer. Reuben worked alongside handler Detective Mark Hegberg for almost 10 years before he was retired in September. Back in 2020, the Sheriff's Office announced that a cancerous tumor appeared on Reuben's right rear leg, which was removed after surgery. And then in July, the Sheriff's Office announced that Reuben had undergone surgery to remove that leg after the cancer came back. Reuben was honored with a procession to Cascade Veterinary Clinic on Saturday, and the community was invited to line the streets and thank him and Hegberg for their service together. That's the news on this Wednesday. They'll be back at it again today in the newsroom, gathering news, disseminating news, spitting out well, they don't spit out the news, and it's not very appropriate. But we'll get the news to you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. 5, 6, and 10, the NCW Life Evening News. If that doesn't fit in your schedule, you can watch it at your own convenience starting at 5 o'clock tonight. It'll be up and running on our YouTube page. It'll be up and running on our home page with links on our Facebook page. Don't forget, we're on Roku, we're on Apple, we're on Amazon Fire. We're on fire. I mean, we're just smoking hot. And if you have a news tip, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Can the Mariners take a 3-games-to-0 lead? Well, we're not going to know for about 12 hours, but we'll talk about it when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
When you enjoy Abby's Pizza at your place, close your eyes and you can taste old-fashioned values, classic pizza parlor decor, and generations of tradition. Recreate that magic. Open your eyes and head to abbys.com. With pickup and delivery options, no matter where you dine, Abby's just tastes better. Here's a good-looking pizza, guaranteed to bring some smiles. And right now, it's on sale, so it's good for your wallet too. This giant is loaded with toppings and can feed up to 6 people. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. Only at Abby's Legendary Pizza.
Listen, home upgrades can be expensive, but I've always had that DIY vision. Like controlling my thermostat remotely, or getting instant heat, and upgrading my insulation.
Some upgrades don't need a fresh perspective. With Chelam PUD rebates, it's easy to make energy-efficient upgrades that make your home more comfortable.
Whether you're a new homeowner or looking to update, Save Mart in Wenatchee has everything you need. From top-of-the-line appliances to comfy mattresses and stunning furniture that fits your style, they have it all under one roof. With great deals and expert customer service, you'll find the perfect pieces for your space and your budget. Save Mart, your local destination for quality appliances, mattresses, and furniture at prices you'll love.
22 minutes after the hour of sports. Here we go, folks. Mariners, Blue Jays, Game 3 of their American League Championship Series tonight at T-Mobile Park. Of course, the Mariners took the first 2 games in Toronto, 3-1 on Sunday, 10-3 on Monday. Josh Naylor, he leads the Mariners for the season. .295 batting average, 29 doubles, a triple, 20 home runs, 48 walks, and 92 RBIs. He's been having a good series. Cal Raleigh, of course, is doing well too. 13 for 40 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs over the last 10 games. George Kirby will start for the Mariners. The 2020 Cy Young Award winner Shane Bieber gets the nod for the Blue Jays. First pitch on Fox and FS1 is set for 5:08 tonight. Game 4 is tomorrow at 5:33. If they need to play Game 5, that will be Friday afternoon at 3:08. Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitched a 3-hitter for the first postseason complete game in 8 years. Dodgers beat the Brewers 5-1 last night to extend their lead in the National League Championship Series. Teoscar Hernandez and Max Muncy each hit solo home runs. Dodgers leave Milwaukee with a 2-0 advantage in their best-of-7 series. They move to L.A. for Game 3. That'll be tomorrow. This is the first time since 1970 that both League Championship Series road teams started 2-0. And here's good news, Mariner fans. 24 of the previous 27 teams that took the first 2 games on the road in a best-of-7 series has gone on to win. Cole Caulfield scored his second goal of the game at the 3:25 mark in overtime, and that gave the Montreal Canadiens a 5-4 win over the Seattle Kraken last night. Jaden Schwartz, Yanni Nyman, Jamie, I usually get his name right, and Jared McCann, they all scored for the Kraken, who dropped their first game of the season. It's the opener of a 6-game road trip. Joey Decord stopped 17 shots.
Jack guy kicks it out. Kapanen, new hook. The Canadians out to center. Demidov cuts. Out in front, they score! Alex Newhook was all alone on the back door. 15:23 left to go in the opening period. Montreal breaks the ice. Tolvanen pops out. Dunn looks it over. Tolvanen readies. Walks it. Vince Dunn one more time. Right in front, they score! That's hockey, baby! Jaden Schwartz on the receiving end of a beautiful feed from Shane Wright. Stevenson, turnover. Caulfield scores! Cole Caulfield. He's a marksman. With help from Cartier. He'll try the other side. He'll spin one. It's kicked in. It angles in off Yanni Newman and Freddie Gaudreau out in front. Newman, I believe, will get the goal. Bolduc Matheson. Noah Dobson. Right in for a shot. He scores! Noah Dobson with some traffic out in front. Picked an opening. Reads the plate. Nice job. McCann off the back of the goal. Fielded by Hudson. Not out. Mahura to the slot. It's a flex. Mahura traps the zone. Shoots it wide. McCann. Oleksiak with a shot. He scores! Jamie Oleksiak. The big rig. As that puck had eyes. And the big man comes through. Oleksiak from Jared McCann and Josh Mahura. 4:48. Has tied it. Montour's shot. McCann, he scores! Hey, hey, what do you say? Jared McCann with a turnaround dandy, and the Kraken have their first lead tonight. 11 seconds on the power play. Laine resets it. Dobson, shot by Demidov, blocked by Oleksiak. Gallagher off the body. Demidov gets to it. Marchment's up. Ivan Demidov. Laine and tight. Demidov, he's there. He scores! 3 seconds left. It comes back out, and each team has secured 1 point in the standings. Hard fought. Beniers done. Larson for Seattle. Hudson's got it. He'll pirouette. Stutter step. Drop it off. Caulfield. Right in. He scores! Cole Caulfield sneaks it in, and the Canadians win it in overtime.
Game 2 of the Kraken 6-game road trip is tomorrow. They'll be in Ottawa to take on the Senators. By the way, they don't have any players on the Ottawa Senators who have actually been elected to public office. Well, the Wenatchee Panther volleyball team served up an impressive sweep. That's a little pun, and you'll see why. They swept the Rams last night, 25-3, 25-15, and 25-13. The Panthers have won 24 of their 25 sets in conference play this season. They're now 8-0 in the Big Nine. Eric Granstrom had the call right here on the NCW Life channel.
And you can bet that Coach McGregor wants a little bit better start than what they had in Davis here earlier last week. Nice volley on this 5th point of the game. Wenatchee gets it across. Kind of a defensive move now for West Valley. Can they get it across? They do, and Kate Berry is there on the back line for Wenatchee. Here's a kill attempt by Riley Jones, and it is in, and a point for Wenatchee. Next serve by Berry. Again, another very difficult serve. West Valley with a kill attempt at the net. Partial block by Wenatchee. Panthers again, this time blocked, and this time it'll fall in for a point. First of the night for West Valley, as getting up high was Trunkenshoe. Ellensburg in town. Here's a service again by Nell. There is the Rams this time as Leverton gets it back over. Here's a set up front and a kill attempt, and it's good. Give Lundström another point. 5'8" junior approaches from the middle. Wenatchee there. Here's the kill attempt. Block at the nets. I'll tell you, West Valley's getting better at these blocks. There's 2 in a row. Reverse, and Riley Jones. No, they're going to say, oh, West Valley 2 hits, and that'll be a point to the Panthers and a win for set number 1. Service for Trunkenshoe. Berry there. Reverse. Go cross court with it on the attempt by, I think it was Demersion up front. No, excuse me, that's Waligorski. Here's a kill at the nets by Ballou, but the Rams up to the challenge. Another reverse set. Left hand from the right side up front. Rams trying to scramble to get it back over. They do. Nice volley. Panthers with a shove, and under the net that goes Wenatchee. Sienna Nell will try to do the honors here. Nell serve, back line, falling down. West Valley got it across. Here's a push. Wenatchee up front with a kill attempt and a swipe and a double hit, and this is going to be a point to the Panthers, and set number 2 to the Panthers as West Valley trails it by 2. Miles goes right down the line. Ball kind of spins off of Demerge, or off of Lundström. So here's West Valley. Blocked by Wenatchee. There to collect it is the Panthers. And a kill attempt. Beautiful job getting down after it by Strong. Tipped here by Wenatchee. They're trying to scramble in to get it back across. Kate Berry does. Great volley. Here's the kill. Block. Rams keep it alive. Back over goes to Leverton. Back line and a point to West Valley. 3 times, 1 lead change. West Valley with their first lead early in this one. Wenatchee has since taken over. Hasn't completely taken over though. Here's a touch by Demersion at the line. Good idea. West Valley scampering. Kill by Riley Jones. Went off of her head. And a point to the Panthers. How about that? Cross court by Kate Berry on a 2-handed shove. Somehow found the back corner of the court. A service to Becca Lamb. For Wenatchee trying to wrap up the match here tonight. Lamb serve. Right down the line. It's in and an ace. How about that? And what a way to finish for the Wenatchee Panthers as they get the victory here tonight on home court.
We work really hard in practice to really dial in our serves and get them really consistent, so then it shows here on this court and in these games and helps us out, yeah.
Tell me about the excitement in that third set. There was some names that don't really get a lot of varsity time. Is that true?
Yes, a lot of our swingers, Jackson, girls in varsity, Becca, they just went out there and crushed it totally, and it was really good. Yeah.
It seemed like it was more fun for you guys than it was for them, maybe.
Yeah, it was so fun to just watch them succeed.
Talk about this team and how you're setting up. I mean, we're getting towards the last half of the season. You got 2 big challenges coming up with Ellensburg on Thursday, Meade on Saturday. How do you feel you guys are doing?
Good. Our team really shocked us this year. And I think we shocked a lot of people. We've really come together as a team and just grown together, and it's really exciting to see what we're doing, what we can do in the future. So.
To the scoreboard we go. There's Wenatchee sweeping West Valley. Davis swept Moses Lake. Cashmere wins again. They've been playing some really good volleyball in Cashmere. Cascade swept Bridgeport, and there are the rest of your volleyball scores from last night. Prep soccer scores. The Wenatchee Panther 10 finally lost a soccer match. They had not lost a single match, league or non-league, until last night down in Yakima. West Valley got the best of the Panthers. The final there was 1-0. Moses Lake got by Davis, identical score, 1-0. Toppenish got by Ephrata. Quincy snuck by Sela. Cashmere rolls right along. The Cashmere girls' fall sports programs are really playing well. Cascade also playing pretty well in soccer. They took care of Chelan. Brewster over Tenasket. Bridgeport beat Manson. And Lake Roosevelt doubled up on Liberty Bell. High school sports on television, or as we like to say in the business, TV. Right back at it again tomorrow night at the Wenatchee High School Gymnasium. Wenatchee, of course, is a 4A power. Ellensburg is one of the best 2A programs in the state. These 2 teams played last year in Ellensburg. Ellensburg makes the trip up, blew it past to take on the Panthers. We'll have it for you right here with Eric on the call at 6:30 tomorrow night. And then, let me tell you about the high school football. Moses Lake Mavericks, defending Big 9 champions who just crushed Eastmont in Moses Lake last year. Eastmont's looking for revenge. Our cameras will be there. More importantly, our camera operators will be there, which makes sense. Spring game at 6:30, kickoff at 7 in East Wenatchee. Going to be a busy weekend for us. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. It's National Teachers Day in Brazil. I wanted to bring that up because I had a nephew who used to teach in Brazil. National Take Your Parents to Lunch Day. National Cheese Curd Day. I don't have their albums anymore. National I Love Lucy Day. We'll get to that in just a little bit. We're not doing any of those, by the way. Today is National Grouch Day. Everybody's favorite grouch. One of my very best friends, I've known them since elementary school, is one of the most cantankerous, grumpy, surly people you'll ever want to meet, and yet he's still one of my best friends. I don't know why. He just is. Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines a grouch as a person who complains frequently or constantly, or a person who is habitually irritable or complaining. I usually avoid grouches altogether, but you know, Oscar, he's got it going. Happy National Grouch Day today for you cantankerous grouches out there, which is occasionally me. We all have our bad days. Today in history, 210 years ago, well, Napoleon met his Waterloo. This was the second exile of Napoleon. First one didn't work out so good. Of course, a year earlier, they sent him off to Elba. They made two distinct problems there when they sent them to Elba in 1814. For one thing, way too close to continental Europe. And number two, we took a bunch of people with them. Well, the next year, on October 15th, 1815, 210 years ago today, they sent Napoleon off to the middle of the Atlantic Ocean on an island called St. Helena, and all he was allowed to take with him was, I think, like a lunchbox and his cat. I'm not sure, and he would live out the rest of his days there. Well, you know, you learn your lesson. Happy birthday to LaGuardia Airport. Opened on this date in 1939. The mayor of New York City at the time, Fiorello LaGuardia, had a plane ticket that said New York City, but there were no airports in New York City. And he said, we need an airport in this city. And I always recommend to people, if you're going to New York City, always fly into LaGuardia simply because it's so much closer to Manhattan than JFK is. LaGuardia, by the way, is not a very good airport, but they're working on it. I mentioned this is I Love Lucy Day. The very first episode of I Love Lucy airs on the Columbia Broadcasting System October 15th, 1951, 74 years ago today. The first scripted television program shot on 35mm film in front of a live studio audience, and the first show ever to feature an ensemble cast. Changed the course of television on this date 74 years ago today. And on this date, in 1988. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Kirk Gibson comes to bat. Dennis Eckersley on the mound. It is Game 1 of the 1988 World Series, and here's what happened.
The game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone! In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
I'm no fan of the Dodgers, but you gotta admit that was pretty cool. I remember watching that on TV. I've been told that I need to start skewing a little younger when it comes to my celebrity birthdays. I do, you know, people who are, well, they have exited their earthly vessel, or people have never heard of them because they're so old. So in that spirit, I want to wish a happy 38th birthday to Ott Tenek. Ott Tenek, of course, we all know, is the legendary race car driver from Estonia, so that's he's skewing a little younger. And a happy 38th birthday to Jung Yi-Young. I don't know what she does. She's from South Korea, and apparently she sings. See, trying to skew a little younger. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. We're down and proud to have them on board. It's 33 degrees. Is your heater on? Mine is. Make sure it can handle the real cold weather. Give Alpine Air a call. We're going to air an opinion that you have never seen from Mike Mad Dog McDonough because we have never aired it. A brand new one for Mike, and then my guest will be Amanda Walden from A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare open enrollment. Go get them, folks. Opens today. She'll help guide you through the morass that it is. Amanda will join me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Handoff to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from two. Squirts between
High school sports is back this fall on the NCW Live channel. Watch Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Cashmere games right here. Coverage is brought to you in part by our platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, and Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Watch high school sports on your local TV station, the NCW Live channel.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Is your yard outdated, overgrown, or just not working for your lifestyle? At Bailey's Pro Landscaping, they specialize in transforming ordinary outdoor spaces into beautiful, low-maintenance landscapes built for Central Washington living. From custom designs to full installation, they bring expertise, creativity, and craftsmanship to every job. Your yard has potential. Start your project with Bailey's Pro Landscaping.
Scare Crazy in Kashmir. It's a spooktacular good time all month long in Kashmir. Scarecrows will be waiting for you throughout the town. Silly ones, spooky ones, and everything in between. Yeah, it's Scare Crazy in Kashmir. Bring the family and find the scarecrows all around Kashmir, and be sure to thank these fine sponsors. Get coverage you can trust from Bruce Cheadle, your State Farm agent. Doan's Valley Pharmacy in the heart of downtown Kashmir. Enjoy a treat at their old-fashioned soda fountain.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, I'm really pretty conservative. I always have been. I really don't like big government. I think taxes are too high. And I'm sorry, but I think Democrats have a tendency to be self-righteous, and they jump to unjustified conclusions when Republicans do things they don't like. However, I've never been a Republican, and I'll tell you now, I never will be. The Republicans allowing themselves to be under the thumb of that man who is the head of their party, they repel me. And while I may be disenchanted with Democrats, I'm disgusted by the Republican Party's willingness to sell their soul. And for what, I ask? And I do believe there are many others in this great country of ours who are beginning to feel the same way. This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support. Open enrollment is back October 15th today all the way through December 7th. If you're either new to Medicare, Medicaid, all that stuff, you turn 65 and you got to make up your mind, or you're already in the system, you want to tweak it a little bit, or maybe you want to do something entirely different that maybe the year 2025 didn't work out too good for you for your coverage. Amanda Walden from A. Walden Insurance is going to walk you through all this stuff, and it can be, first of all, Amanda, it can be a quagmire.
Yes, it is.
For you and your line of work, keeping up with the changes is probably...
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, because people think, oh, they only work October through December, and then she's off to the hammock and the beach. That's not the case.
No.
That's not
it's
the case.
year-round, but this is a special time because it is Medicare's annual enrollment period, October 15th to December 7th. And there are a lot of changes here in our area in North Central Washington. So it's important to, if you haven't already received your annual notification of change from your current plan, to look for that and make sure that your plan is going to renew for next year.
What are some of the changes specifically to our area that kind of jump out at you that people really need to know about?
We have some plans that are closing down that will no longer be available as of January 1st, 2026. So this is, the prime time to make sure you're not on one of those plans and make sure you have coverage for the new year.
Now, people are getting inundated with flyers and junk mail, especially those who turned 65 and are now into the system or entering it for the first time. And that's really the key now, because for a lot of people, okay, now I'm in and all I need to do is tweak it a little bit each year here and there. But the folks who are newbies, the 65ers, they have a lot of homework to do. So let's start with that.
Yeah, the newbies are have a little bit more kind of layers to go through first. There are first steps that you need to figure out of starting your Medicare if you're still on current employer coverage, if you're going to stay employed and stay on that coverage versus getting on a Medicare plan. But I help with all of that to help guide and make sure that, you know, the current coverage you're on is creditable in the eyes of Medicare. And then, yeah, just sorting through what your Medicare options are and how to apply for it if you need to. I think it's important that you work with somebody local like myself that knows this area, knows the plans that are available, and really knows the doctors that you have access to, because that's the biggest thing. It is confusing for people just coming into Medicare for the first time. They're getting, like you said, a lot of that junk mail and phone calls, and some of it seems official, but none of it is, because Medicare will never reach out to you, or Social Security. So yeah, I help guide people through all of that.
And it could be confusing and at times frustrating, especially, well, even for the folks who are just tweaking their system a little bit. Sure. It can be a little overwhelming.
Yeah, it can, because the last few years have brought us a lot of change here to our area, especially. I mean, really all over the country with Medicare plans, but I think we're hit a little harder in the smaller areas. But the good news is even though with the changes that people are experiencing, there are options for people to choose from, and that's saying a lot, because in other parts of the country there really are no options. So I think we're lucky. Yeah.
Why is that? Is it because of Confluence Health? I mean, I don't want to say them flat out, but I mean it's because they are Confluence Health.
They are the main medical group here in North Central Washington. But yeah, I think that is a piece of the puzzle with the plans, is the medical groups, the doctors that contract with these plans and negotiate rates and all of that. But it really comes down to insurance companies opting to provide coverage in certain areas across the country. So
almost everybody who is 65 or older that I know of, very few people, they're on some sort of prescription medication.
Yes.
They're on, and they ain't getting cheaper. And that may be the most important thing to really do some research on. Would you talk to your physician and say, where are we as far as what I'm taking now, and may that change next year in 2026?
Yeah, I think it's good to talk to your physician always about the medications, but really during this time, Medicare annual enrollment is to review the current medications you're on now and what those costs are going to be for next year, because every drug plan has some changes when it comes to the formulary of drugs that are covered, the co-pays and deductibles, all of that kind of like you said, tweaks a little bit, and so it's important to shop your medications to make sure you're getting the most affordable price and go into the right pharmacies that accept the plan. So
that's critical.
Yeah, it is a big component of open enrollment to make sure that you got the right coverage in place for the next year.
How do you keep ahead of this stuff? I mean,
it
can't be easy.
It's ongoing. I mean, all of us that represent Medicare plans, we start doing our annual certifications with each carrier we're contracted and licensed with, and it starts in like June of every year, and it's testing and it's reading and it's digesting all the information, and just kind of getting ready to be able to help our clients for this next season.
And you got some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Aetna, Health Alliance, Humana, Molina, Primera, Regents. These are the
Health Alliance was one, but that's no longer with us. But yeah, some of the larger main carriers are WellCare and Humana and Cigna and United Healthcare, and there's other plans available for folks that have Medicare and Medicaid, which is Apple Health benefits. Those are called dual special needs plans, and that's another service that I provide is helping people identify those programs that they might qualify for based on their income and their current situation. So yeah, there's a lot of pieces to it.
What if you're already in the system and you don't do a damn thing on December 7th and it's December 8th and oh boy?
Yeah, it depends on if you don't do anything and you have a plan that is not renewing for next year, you are given a little bit of a grace period, which is called Medicare's open enrollment period from January 1st to March 31st. And this is the opportunity where, people can, if they fell into one of those categories, look at using that election period to make changes.
But October 15th and December 7th, it's a long time.
Yes, 7 weeks, and it does go fast, but I just encourage everybody to, start shopping soon, and, really kind of get ahead of it and look for the notice from your current plan and make sure you're not in one of the categories of folks that are going to be losing their coverage.
I'm on your website right now, by the way, awaldengroup.com. You can do a lot of homework just in advance, and that helps everybody out, right? Yeah. By hopping on to either your website or it's information like that. So when you sit down, and we want you to sit down with Amanda, she's great on the phone, but one-on-one is really the way to go. At least you've done some of your homework, so it eliminates a lot of time.
Yeah, so if you reach out to me and we can have a little pre-meeting conversation, and it helps me when people send me the medications that they're on, so I can shop those ahead of time and just go over the current doctors that they're seeing and areas that they travel to, and kind of get a lay of the land of how people are using their insurance, so that when I sit down with you, I make the most of our time to give you the options that are going to probably suit your needs.
So it's actually a list of the prescriptions they're taking, not the actual pills, because that would be something else.
Right, yeah. Don't bring the pills with you. Just,
Mr. Johnson,
just
can you bring your drugs down so we can...
We don't need to see them.
So again, it starts today, October 15th, and you want to get this done. So if you procrastinate, you're first of all, it's going to be harder and harder as you get busier and busier to get an appointment with Amanda, and just
I still will help the procrastinators, but it does. The time does get very limited.
Do you have any help? Are you a sole proprietor?
I am sole proprietor. I do have an agency across the country, so I help agents all over. But for me here locally, just with clients one-on-one, I'm mainly just independent.
And you've been doing this for 15 years? For
15 years, yeah.
So why? Why do you do? How did you get it? How did you fall into this line of work?
Actually, it's a family business. My mom got me into insurance, and I think that's what a lot of us insurance folks, you don't really graduate college and say I'm going to sell Medicare insurance and help people. But so my mom, she's had an insurance agency for many years, and that's how I started into the business. And then I worked for a very large insurance carrier for about 10 years and did the corporate sales.
Decided
model.
it wasn't a career for you?
Yeah, it was a great career. I learned a lot because it was a very large insurance company, and so it just really prepared me to be of good service to help people one-on-one here in my local community.
People can go it alone, but that's when mistakes are made, right?
Yeah, because there's a lot of nuances to these plans and your scenario that aren't always visible when you just go online and just look at benefits on a page. There's more to it.
You have those good days when you sit down with a couple, so to speak, and the deal is done. You had your meeting, papers are signed, they're relieved, they're taken care of for the next year, and you get to have a little endorphin release, I suppose?
Yeah, it's a great feeling, especially if, people come with, a lot of anxiety and just anxiousness of having to go through figuring out what they need for Medicare, and just to help kind of walk them through the steps and, educate and help, make a good informed decision is I get a lot of excitement out of that.
I bet you enjoy that. And again, for you folks who turned 65 this year, certainly first of all, you probably probably have a birth certificate or something later on. And you've been informed. They've already been informed over the course of probably right on their birthday or shortly thereafter. You're now 65, so this is something you got to do.
Yeah, it just depends on their situation. You know, if folks are already receiving their Social Security retirement benefits, usually they will just automatically enroll you in Medicare. For those that are delaying Social Security, you know, there's a little bit more of a process to apply for your Medicare benefits. So sometimes it can be automatic, but, you know, usually it is not.
I'm part of the Don't Do It Yourself movement. I defer to the experts on all things, and Amanda is the expert in all things, especially when it comes to this stuff. One-on-one appointments is the way to go, right? Email, phone call, set up a time, and you'll meet them at any time. You'll do 7 a.m. and you'll do 7 p.m. That's what it takes. Yeah, there's 12, 15-hour days during open enrollment, and the early risers, you know, they love to meet at 7, 8 a.m. So what do you do on December 8th when you don't have anything to do anymore? Just sleep for like a good 15 hours. I like to be in the occasional coma, just not between 7 and 8 o'clock through Monday through Friday in the morning. That would be a bad idea. awaldengroup.com. Did we cover anything? Anything I'm forgetting while I have you here? Because I don't want to sound like an idiot.
No. Key thing is it's Medicare annual enrollment. You know, make sure you're checking your notice of change from your current plan, and if there's any help I can be of assistance, you know, please reach out.
Go to the experts, folks. That's what I like to do. And of course, when I turn 65 in 12 more years, I'll be getting a hold of Amanda.
I'll be here for you.
I like that. I appreciate that. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 14. Join your host Mike Mitchell and his special guests as they explore some of the most exciting fisheries BC has to offer. BC Outdoors Sport Fishing TV. Check your listings for airtimes.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily home, where something extraordinary is waiting. Fall has arrived at the Gilded Lily. Luscious colors of rust, orange, and gold lead you throughout the entire store. Gourmet foods to delight your guests. Stylish linens, handcrafted jewelry. The Gilded Lily home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items for your home, your kitchen, your lifestyle.
What do you think of that?
Pretty big, I like it.
Watch for new episodes of the Northwest Outdoorsman on the NCW Life channel, your local TV station. Bratwurst and beer are not your only options this Oktoberfest. Walkabout Grill brings the sizzle to Leavenworth with bold fire-grilled flavor. Build your bowl, grab a local brew, and celebrate Walktoberfest in style. Downtown Leavenworth, just steps from the beer gardens.
34 degrees here in downtown Wenatchee, so it's about where it was when this show started an hour ago. The frost advisory expires at 9 today, so I don't think we're going to get all the way down to the freezing mark. I think we've dodged that proverbial bullet, but it's still 21 in Ellensburg. When this show started at 7 o'clock this morning, it was 19 degrees in Ellensburg. Moses Lake right now is 28. It's cold. Our normal overnight low is about 10 degrees warmer than that, but we had the cold air that came in earlier in the week, and of course there's no cloud cover, which acts as the blanket to keep us at least mild in the overnight hours. That's going to change once we get to late Saturday afternoon. Beautiful view there of Black Mountain. You can still see the smoke there from the Labor Mountain fire. That's high above Peshastin, the gateway to Dryden. The 7-day forecast brought to you by our friends at Colonial Vista Senior Living. Sunshine today, a little bit warmer than yesterday, about 61 or so. Cool, but not really cold for the overnight low tonight. We do it all over again Thursday. We do it all over again Friday. Most of the day Saturday, same kind of deal. And then Saturday night, a pretty robust system is going to start rolling in from the Gulf of Alaska, and that means snow in the upper elevations and lots of rain in the Wenatchee Valley. Good dose of rain while you're sleeping. We're talking midnight 1, 2 a.m. Saturday into Sunday morning, and some lingering rain showers on Sunday morning before it gives way to sunshine by Sunday afternoon, and we'll stay right around that 60-degree mark and pretty dry, really, for most of next week. That's it for us. Be good, be safe. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.